Did you know that after only 16 games, Nicholas Jackson equaled Chelsea's last season top scorer? Or that Jude Bellingham already surpassed Zidane's best season for Real Madrid? Here are some footballers that shocked us in the 2023-24 season. Nicholas Jackson came at Chelsea as one of the 13 transfers of the summer window, but nobody knew how good he is. Pundits were only excited about Nkunku's transfer, but when he got injured in a preseason game, Jackson got the chance of his life. He needed to show everyone that Pochettino was right to ask Boli's permission to transfer him. His debut was not that good as he missed a lot of big chances but quickly improved his game. After playing 16 games in the Premier League this season, he scored 7 goals and got 1 assist, which is exactly what Kai Havertz managed in 35 games last season. However, he started to make the same mistakes he made in his first games, and in the match against Wolves, he was absolutely shocking. He missed from every possible position, missed almost every pass, and completed 1 out of 8 ground duels. Jeremy Frimpong is another player that has probably the best season of his career so far. In 22 games, he managed to score 7 goals and get 9 assists, and all of this while being a right wing back. He almost signed with Manchester United in the transfer window, but ultimately decided to stay at Leverkusen as he trusted Xabi Alonso's project, and it seemed like it really paid off. Right now, he's the best player in his position in the world, even though he's only 23 years old. He signed in 2021 from Celtic for $11 million, which is a bargain. If he continues to play at this rate, I'm sure the German club will get at least $80 million for him. Xabi Alonso really managed to create an unstoppable squad, as in 24 games he won 21 and drew 3, all of this while scoring 77 goals and concede 18. If you want to talk about the other Leverkusen players that shone this season, leave a comment down below and I'll make a part 2, as I have many more players to mention. Sekou Guirassy is a name that every football fan heard a lot this season. After being loaned out by Rennes at Stuttgart last season and scoring 12 goals in 24 games, the German side signed him on a permanent deal for only $9 million. If you don't know who he is, you're probably wondering, why am I wasting my time talking about him? Well, because in 14 games in Bundesliga, he scored 17 goals and got 1 assist. Last season's top scorer achieved these numbers after 34 league games. After his amazing performances, I'm sure in the winter transfer window there will be a lot of teams that will try to sign him. The only problem for Stuttgart is that he has a release clause in his contract which stands at only $17.5 million, and every big club can afford that. If this clause didn't exist, they could have sold him for over $40 million in my opinion. Next up, we have the one and only Harry Maguire. Finally, after 5 seasons with United, it seems that he found the best form of his career, the form that United paid $87 million for. If you didn't watch their games, you'll tell me that United finished bottom of their UCL league and are 7th in the league. You're right, but this is not Maguire's fault. To a large extent, it's Onana's. Harry is the reason why United are not 12th or 13th in the league, as he saved them so many times. Clearances, last man tackles, dribbles, blocks are some of the things that nobody has seen him do. Sadly, in the first half of the game against Bayern, he left the pitch injured. I hope it doesn't affect his form and he would come back even stronger. Another United player that exceeded everybody's expectations in a good way is Scott McTominay. Even though he's a defensive midfielder, he is Red Devils' top scorer this season. He has 6 goals in 20 games, and for Scotland, he managed to score 7 in 8, which is incredible for a player in his position. On top of that, he had the chance to be the captain for United in the game against Liverpool because Bruno Fernandes picked up his 5th yellow and was suspended. I think he could be the regular captain for them, as he is an academy player that played only for United ever since he got promoted by Mourinho in 2017. He even played in Bruno's position and had a pretty good game, to be honest. As I mentioned Bayern, I need to mention Leroy Sane. He's been on fire for them this season, being one of their best players so far, scoring 9 goals and getting 9 assists in 23 games across all competitions. He's already equaled his best season for Bayern in terms of contributions, and he has at least 20 more games to play. Even though he's taking fewer shots, he has a higher conversion rate, showing everyone how good he is. On top of that, his link-up with Harry Kane helped him become the fastest player to reach 18 goals in Bundesliga. Based on his current form, a lot of people say that he's one of the best wingers in the world, which I'm sure he is. I'll make a video about players who retired way too early if this video gets 100 likes, so click the like button if you want to see that video uploaded to the channel. Jude Bellingham really needs no introduction. He's playing his best football of his life, exceeding even the high expectations placed on him. In 20 games, he's managed to score 17 goals and get 5 assists. If he would have been a striker, it would have been incredible, but because he's a box-to-box midfielder, these stats are really out of this world. His stamina, energy on the pitch, skills with the ball, passes, shots make him the best midfielder in the world at this moment. Even though he loses the ball in the opponent's box, he switches effortlessly to a defensive midfielder and chases the player all the way to his own box if it's needed. At just 20 years old, he's a leader that helps the team rise up when they're down. Even though the season's not over, he's surely the best youngster in history. I'm talking about midfielders, of course. A player that shocked everyone in a bad way is Onana. His performances for United have been awful, absolutely awful. Man United were too quick, in my opinion, to buy Onana and kick out De Gea, especially because he was 33, which is the perfect age for goalkeepers, and just won the Golden Glove Award. When he signed for $47 million, it was a big moment for Ten Hag, as it was the first time in 20 years when United signed the best ball-playing keeper in the world. Well, he still has good skills with the ball, but his reflexes dropped massively. In 24 matches, he conceded 39 goals. Last season, De Gea conceded only 55 in 50 games. There are a lot of good players at United, but they can't shine every game. I mean, Bruno's been having probably the best season of his career, being United's best player in almost every game. But when the goalkeeper makes championship or even League One mistakes, there's nothing he can do. The last player I want to talk about is Anthony Gordon. He's been outstanding for Newcastle this season and has been directly involved in more goals than any Newcastle player. In his career before Newcastle, he achieved only 7 goals and 2 assists. However, this season alone, he has more contributions than he had in 5 years. He's not only a goal scorer though, as he also works hard defensively, and that's why Jamie Carragher called him one of the best players in the Premier League this season. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and check out these videos.